Hello and welcome. I wanted to come on and briefly but properly introduce myself and welcome you to my world, and specifically address the questions, what do I do and how do I work? So I'm Amanda Erin Kelly. I'm a multidimensional guide, a Grail Oracle and priestess of the Rose lineage, and a steward of the Christ Sophia stream of organic source consciousness. So I work with those who are awakening to their soul gifts and who are ready to embody their mission and who they truly are. So I walk the paths of mastery and beauty, and this is what I teach in essence. So, how do I work? There's a few different ways in which I work, and so I'm going to share that with you and just briefly describe each different modality that I work with and the different ways that you can enter my world. So, without further ado, I do activations and channeling, one-on-one multidimensional field work, and I have a school, which is a mystery school, but I'm not calling it a mystery school because what I'm teaching, I feel it is time to be brought to the masses. So it's a wisdom school. Think real life Hogwarts without any kind of distortions of the darkness. Although Defense Against the Dark Arts is part of it. And then I have a book, Let There Be Light, Liberating the Heart of Humanity to Create Heaven on Earth. So this is for anybody on the path who's walking the path. If you've already been on the path for a while, it will contain some beautiful reminders and ways to anchor the path in. And for those who are new to the journey, well, this is a really good primer and guidebook to help you begin navigating the journey. So let's get into how I work in a little bit more depth. So the activations and the channeling. So I've had some people over time ask me how I actually work, where I learned my activations and such. And I want to be really clear that I just have a pure open channel to source. I was told this in a channeling session earlier on my journey, and I didn't totally understand what that meant. And what it essentially means is that no performance, no scripting, no other energies or entities that I am channeling. I'm just channeling pure source, higher consciousness energy. And with my activations, I allow that energy to flow through me. And so they're not scripted, they're not pre-planned, generally speaking. Occasionally, I get inspirations that come to me before the container is opened. So, for example, I hosted one on summer solstice. I work with the solar high holy days, not the lunar calendar, but the solar calendar. And this is really just something that has activated within me and that is unique to my own soul's blueprint. So I had, done activations and trainings, and then this just is something that awakened within me. Inspiration flowing through me is the best way that I can explain it. And I do channel frequencies and energies that activate people on a cellular DNA level. People will experience healings, clearings, activations, upgrades, bodily sensations, emotional releases, and these are group experiences. So everybody's receiving exactly what they are meant to receive in that particular moment of time. And sometimes the energies, they work through you over the week. I just re-listened to my own summer solstice one, which is a Diamond Sun Emerald Grail activation. And it woke me back up actually, because I was feeling very tired and low energy. And so it will work with you differently depending on, what your higher self decides you need in the moment. So this is how they work. And I work through the organic Christ streams of consciousness, and we call in your guides, your protection before we go into the field. So I always do a deep clearing and calling in your guides. So we work with multidimensional technologies and, kind of the sound and light and stuff like that. So emerald ray may come through, that kind of thing. But really, it's just what's coming through, and I am the open vessel for that. So you can look at it like a living ceremony, if you will, and often what comes through is just so beyond myself that I'm just like, wow, that was incredibly beautiful. Thank you. So With the one-on-one sessions, though, it's very different. This is personalized, multidimensional field work that I do. You could call it a healing, but it's really way deeper than healing. It's a soul restoration. We go deep into the original karmic imprints and we activate your unique crystalline blueprint. And there are different modalities, different technologies that will come through for that. So, one specific session that I've been doing a lot of because this is coming up in the field is the crystalline womb session. So, crystalline womb technology to do deep work on clearing out energies from the womb that are not organic to the individual. And so the sessions are very deeply personalized. I work with a lot of different multidimensional technologies through the Christ stream that are tailored to where you are. So it might just come up in a session that this particular technology wants to come through, or these particular light frequencies, the different rays of light, might want to come through, but only through pure organic consciousness streams. So it's not traditional coaching, not traditional healing. It's very deep energetic facilitation work that we do to liberate you from the old paradigms. So if you're not getting to the karmic root, you can wind up stuck in healing cycles, and that is not what I want for people. I want for people to be empowered and liberated. So, there's ancestral clearing, timeline weaving that we do, really helping you step into your energetic sovereignty. We can also do grid attunement. So, if there are aspects of you that are connected to certain grids, that might come up in the session if that is pertaining to this particular karmic contract that is ready to be cleared. Higher self integration can be part of it, as well as soul gift remembrance. So it's very much guided by your higher self and, source consciousness. So I become the vessel and the conduit to allow these streams to come through, and they're very high frequency in many cases. So I hold space for your full remembrance to activate and come through. And so it might be a co-created dynamic as well, depending on where you are at in your journey and what comes up in the session. So they're really beautiful and also very powerful. So in order to learn how to do all of that yourself and to become fully empowered and liberated and embodied in your deepest truth, I also have my school. And there are multiple ways to enter into the school. So the container is called Luminary. It is part of my Illumina Wisdom School. And foundational pillar is already created. There are over 80 video lessons and a 12-module journey based in the science of transformation, but integrating teachings of organic ascension and frequency activations, but as well as going into the nitty-gritty basics of nervous system regulation and breath work. And are you eating right? Are you hydrating properly? Where is your mindset? And so, no matter where you are on your journey, sometimes it is so helpful to go back to these foundational reminders. And for many people on the journey, they dove in headfirst into the deep end with the galactivations and whatnot and never really had proper integration. And so, one of the core components of how I teach and what I create is creating space for that integration process and for that deep embodiment to be possible, because without integration, true embodiment is not possible. And so this is what I find is missing for many people on the path. Without any shame, blame, judgment, or projection, it's just an observation in the collective and what I feel is most needed. So that is the membership model, grants you access to that as well as monthly activations. And then for the full mastery program, Hogwarts level style, we go deep into all the multidimensional fieldwork teachings, different multidimensional technologies. There is a vast curriculum that I am in the process of building. And so this phase of the school is just starting. depending on when you see this video, actually. But we're going to go deep into learning that deeper level energetic protection, clearing, and even defense against the dark arts, as well as all the different multidimensional tools that I work with. So this is really helping you step into mastery, but also anchoring into the teachings of true organic ascension, because there are a lot of distortions out there. So there's going to be live calls, a lot of curriculum with that, and then how to really step into sacred service. There is a little bit more practical stuff of how to energetically alchemize and align when it comes to having a quote unquote business or stepping into service, activating your voice, for example. So there are some practical aspects to the crystalline alchemy section of it. So stepping into sacred service, how do we actually do that, right? Those first pillars are essential, but then you've also got to be able to take that action to put it all out there, right? So this is a school for those who know that they are here to anchor in new earth, heaven on earth, Avalon rising, however you resonate with it. So this is where that deep remembrance meets grounded embodiment and practical application. So if any of this resonates with you, I would love to assist you on your journey. I almost grabbed my book again. Yes. You can also just grab my book to get your introduction to my work. The audiobook will be coming soon, again, depending on when you see this video. So their link to book sessions will be there below. You can also access some transmissions. My Diamond Sun Emerald Grail activation would be a beautiful way to enter if you're curious about the activations and the frequencies. But the activations themselves, they're beautiful visual journeys. They bring through frequencies very different from the one-on-ones. I do want to be very clear about that. So if the school itself resonates with you, if you want to become a master teacher, practitioner, facilitator, healer, whatever term you resonate with, we're multidimensional, moving beyond these 3D terms as well. If you feel that you have these gifts that want to be activated within you too, this will help to activate those unique gifts that you have yourself. So you can go down below, find all the links to apply and connect. And I so look forward to working with you if this resonates. And I'm sending you so much love, onward and upward in love and light as we journey home to the heart of truth.